And so to tomorrow, and we're back on the official course. Thank goodness. Timbuktu crossing the border from Mali into Mauritania. Nema, the target, 539 kilometers of special with a 9-kilometer liaison. So it'll be a fond farewell to Timbuktu and the majestic people therein. And it's a fond farewell from us this evening. Full day's racing tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Third place driver Jean-Louis Schlesser. The 46 car still in the race started very early this morning, leaving the bivouac at 4 a.m. for a liaison stage of 602 kilometers. And you can watch Supersport tonight at 9 o'clock for highlights of stage 11.
Back to Mauritania, stage 11 at the Dakar. Alfie Cox opens the throttle. 2 in a row for him. Richard Sykes takes it steady. His 3 main rivals, though, close the gap. Shinazuka remains 2 hours off the leader, Schlesser, racing for pride and winning today. And the latest round of the T1 battle goes to Alphon, top of the class, after a fine drive. And so, farewell, Mali, Timbuktu, and the beautiful Niger Delta. And so today's stage back on schedule after the disruption of the last couple of days. Timbuktu all the way to Nema in Mauritania. Short liaison, 548 kilometers of time special.
Hay alguna etapa un poco más propensa para mí.
Alfie Cox is driving like a man possessed at the moment. The boy from South Africa throwing the hammer down today. His idea, put as much space between him and the leader Sykes as possible. great balance. They say he's the fastest man here. Just has navigation trouble. A straight line today. But Cox cruised it.
It's been an easy day today. I mean, very fast. 2 tracks, sand. Engine was working very hard because it's not possible to go in a top gear because the sand is too thick. So you have all the time fourth, fifth, working very hard, and it was very tight and twisty. But I think everybody will like the stage today. Very easy. I mean, there's nothing difficult.
Cox 19 minutes off Sykes' lead. Looking good. The gap is closing for the South African. And so let's take a look at how the bikes are settling down on this, the 11th stage of the 21st Dakar Rally. So the top 4 guys, we had a chat with them, asked them about their strategy over the coming days. They were forthcoming, thankfully. Meoni says the 4 stages between Timbuktu and Nouakchott, and there'll be navigation nightmare, he says. So with great planning, it'll be time for me to play the joker, he said. Time to wind in the leaders. I'm a good navigator, and I'll be very happy to take on those stages. Magnaldi, he says, I must keep an eye on sight, follow his moves. If he attacks, then so do I. His strategy is the same as mine, but he's watching us too, behind us. Like cat and mouse it'll be. If sight makes a mistake, then I will pounce. Anything can happen.
My arm can be a little bit better in the next 2 days. I've got to try and go wide open because the only way I'm going to get away is to try and go on my own with my own navigation, believe in myself. Because at the moment I'm having a problem with the navigation. I'm not as good as Meoni and Saint and Mignaldi.
And it may prove tough for Alfie over the next couple of days. Others more confident of the route planning. No doubting Cox's speed, but he lacks when it comes to the compass. Well, Syke, the leader, says, I think that for me, it's not to attack. I'm fine where I am. I can measure myself, keep an eye on the KTMs. My goal, he said, is just to continue the way I am at the moment. And so what about the day on 4 wheels? No rest day, of course, for the car drivers. Fatigue, perhaps, taking its toll on some. The majestic scenery as we moved into Mauritania, providing some light relief, thankfully. Well, Schlesser, of course, the overall leader. Battling today. Ever mindful of the position of Kleinschmidt and Prieto. And indeed, those 3 were to finish within 32 seconds of each other. Very close amongst the overalls. So Schlesser able to wind it right open the throttle today. In hot pursuit of him, Kenjiro Shinazuka. Schlesser had troubles. He was to pick up a puncture. And others waiting to pounce. Miguel Prieto was to overtake him. Schlesser then did the dirty on him yet again. He's a quick mover though. Is Jean-Louis. And that wheel finished in double quick time. And they were moving once again. Well, Kinjiro Shinazuka was setting the pace. And indeed, seems to finish today in 6 hours, 5 minutes, 31, a minute and 6 seconds clear of Jose Maria Servia.
It was quite a long day because 530 kilo. But it was a holiday of copilot because no navigation. Because at the beginning, 200 kilo reverse of yesterday's route. Then after that, we had piste. But only 26 kilo we don't have piste, just off-road. Then after the off-road, we had the piste, just follow the piste of, I think, piste of last year's. So just to follow the piste, no navigation, nothing at all.
Yes, just take the piste. Well, he certainly did today. Way out in front, enjoying himself, as you can see, while others were playing catch-up. Not too many navigation problems, thankfully. Well, not for too many, anyway. Slesa finally finding his track. Jose Maria Servia was in second place. And Servia with difficulties as far as the tyres were concerned as well. Yes, dust between the tyres and the wheel rims causing the deflations. It was a dusty day for sure. Schlesser also saying camel grass was giving him trouble. No real serious problems though for the overall leader, and thankful to finish ahead of his main rivals. One puncture, he says, nothing too serious. I'd overtaken the Mitsus, he said, at the start, and they went past me, and he said he had to do it again. And he may have wound a few in, not Shinazuka on the day though. Kleinschmidt, 8 minutes and 14 off the leader, but remarkably by the end finishing just 7 seconds behind Schlesser. It was a fast and straight course. Dusty, as we've said. Prieto, tight as well. 8 minutes and 39 off the pace. So Schlesser, Kleinschmidt, Prieto, 32 seconds apart. Prieto, 20 kilometers, very bumpy, he said, rough terrain. The shocks were overheating. He says, I've only got 2 shocks per wheel. Shinazuka and Fontenay, they've got 3 shocks per wheel. And we've got monitors on board, which tells you when they're overheating. So we just had to slow down, he said. Take it easy when we would have liked to have gone for it. He says, it's for that reason he didn't get ahead of Schlesser and Kleinschmidt today. What can you do? Well, not much more than Prieto. He's second overall, 8 minutes and 57 behind Jean-Louis and Jean-Pierre Fontenay. Sixth today, 11 minutes and 2 off the pace, the defending champion, and 8th overall. Well, the battle as well, of course, going on further down the line. There's the T1 class as well, also fighting on the day. Punctures there were for some, as we've said, but generally it was a fast day for one and all. But what about that punch-up between Luc Alphonse and Jean-Pierre Strugo? Just 13 seconds separated the former world champion skier and Strugo. As Strugo says, it's not a war, it's competition. And it'll be Africa that'll decide.
Le calcul il est vite fait, on est tous les deux en 30 secondes.
Oh, tactics simple, says Alphonse. It's so close, you just have to race. He's lost 4 hours over the last 3 stages. There's not a lot you can do. Strugo says, you need to race well, maintain a good rhythm. He says that's what T1 class is all about. That's the principle. Alphonse says everything can change in the next 3 stages. You've got to go smoothly. Take it easy. Make sure you arrive. Okay, that's the strategy. Well, the winner of the T1 class today was Luc Alphonse. He finished a couple of places ahead of Jean-Pierre Strugo, who put 13 seconds over him yesterday. A minute separates them now. 13 indeed, between Alphon and Strugo at the top of the T1 class. And so to the results for the cars. Just for now, Schlesser looking very good indeed at the moment. Well, what about those big boys? How are they getting on? Well, I can tell you, it's still Camas ahead of the two Tatras. The Hino of Sugawara is up to 4th place. The Monsters are still cutting it up. Moskovsky is out there in front ahead of Labray. The Azevedo is 3rd, Sugawara 4th. They just keep on rolling. Well, roll they might, but they're difficult to get past, as the Hummer boys found out. Roll on the horizon. So what about tomorrow? Still on course, thankfully. It's a 490-kilometre special, right from the off in Nema, all the way to Tichin, a majestic village, gradually being gobbled up, apparently, by the sands. We'll see that tomorrow. We look forward to your company. It's bye for now.